Hi there guys, welcome back. So finally we've got some squads out. Admittedly the Irish squad isn't out, but this is my only chance to record, so I'm going to have a stab at what I think the Irish squad's going to be. The people I select in my team I'm pretty sure are going to be in there because it's so settled, but if I do get someone who's not in the Irish squad, that's why, but no time like the present. So I'm going to start with Wales just because I have that in front of me here. So for these autumn internationals, Wales are playing Scotland, Australia, Tonga and South Africa. So some really meaty games there, certainly against Australia and South Africa as the Southern Hemisphere big boys there. They're probably going to rest a load of players and try some new ones for Tonga, I imagine. But straight out there, my starting team for Wales. And I think it's a nice settled team, loads of excitement, strong everywhere. They are missing a few back row for sure. Faletau, obviously Warburton's retired. Cubby Davis is injured, which is a shame, but still very strong. So I'm going for the Scarlets front row of Evans, Owens and Lee. I think it's a really strong front row. They've done very well for Wales before, experienced. Yeah, like that combo. In the second row, now I could have gone Corey Hill, who's been playing very well for Wales last season, but I still like the combination of Jake Ball and Alan Wynne-Jones. I do think that gives them that heavy hitting second row that they will need at international level. Not that the others are bad at all, but I've got that feeling that is the combination for the World Cup for me. Back row, the options are a little limited, but still, I would like to see Ellis Jenkins 6 and Tipuric 7 anyway. I think that would be a great combination. They're both top players. Jenkins, I think, is penciled in as a bit of a captain for the future, to be honest. And Tipuric is the nearly man, as in if Warburton hadn't been there or Lydiate, he would have had many more caps for Wales, and he's had a lot anyway. He's a top player. Now's his time. He's in the prime of his career. I really hope he does well. So 7 for me for Tipuric. And then Moriarty at 8, your hard man, your strong man, is going to have to step up and fill Faletau's shoes, which no one can do really, because Faletau's got that all-round game, athleticism in the line-out, his passing, but certainly for physicality, Moriarty will give as good as he gets. He'll be great. The back line I'm excited by. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that pack's going to do well. They should give their back line plenty of ball. Thinking of last year, maybe in the Six Nations, they didn't get as much ball as they should have. If they get enough ball, then Gareth Davis and Rhys Patchell at 10, this is such a dangerous back line. Loads of talent, loads of physical and skill talent there. In the centres, I want to see Hadley Parkes and Jonathan Davis team up. I think that's a really good pairing. I think it's probably the World Cup pairing for me. I would actually like to see maybe Rhys Patchell at 12 sometimes, and bring on Bigger at 10 potentially. I think that would be quite interesting. Or Anscombe at 10 and Patchell at 12. I think they could do with working out another 12 option. I know there are 12s. Owen Watkin could play there, but I think just for that X factor, I think maybe moving one of the fly halves to 12, particularly Patchell, could really work. Prieston's playing well for Bath as well, so Wales are very stacked on their fly halves, looking good there. But maybe 12 is where they need to have a look at. Okay, back three. I have left out Halfpenny. Okay, not because he's playing poorly, but I think Anscombe deserves to start. I know he'd be a great impact, but he's running, he's counter-attacking, he's kicking, he can cut across the field and then suddenly straighten and go through a gap. He is super dangerous and he's got the skills of a fly half. It would mean Patchell does the goal kicking, but I think that would be fine. But let's see how they go without Halfpenny, and then they can have George North and Liam Williams on the wings, who I think are absolute class, lethal finishers, different players, give everything, okay? Aerial presence, physical presence. It's a cracking 15. What do I think they're going to do? Well, I think they could easily win all 4 of these, okay? Wales now need momentum, they need confidence, they need big results. They've been close, and people have seen their potential, but they need those big results. I think they might actually win all of these. That would be amazing if they could. It's a great starting 15. Tell me where you differ. Dark horse, Luke Morgan is one to watch out for. He is electric, absolutely electric. Come off the 7th scene. I hope they get him into one of the big games, not just one where they try everybody, but I don't know if they will. Yeah, Jonathan Davis' return is going to be interesting. North, is he back to his best? Let's see. And Anscombe, I think he would be a great impact player, but I want to see him start. He's playing so well. Anyway, super excited about Wales. I think they should do well. Okay, flipping over, I've gone straight to Scotland here. Scotland, I think I've got a bit to prove maybe with some results here. So they're playing Wales, and then Fiji, then South Africa, then Argentina. I'm not sure which way these are going to go. They've got the potential to beat them all. They've got the potential maybe to not play great and lose a couple as well. So I'm not sure. So let me know how you think they're going to go. But my starting team, okay, I'm going for Adele, McNally and Bergen in front row. I think they've been sorted for Scotland before. I like McNally a lot. A shame again we can't see the two Gray brothers. I just want to see them in tandem. I think they would give the ballast, again a bit like Wales with Ball and Jones, they'll give the ballast they need to really compete with the top nations. But Gilchrist is a good player, I like him a lot. Him and Johnny Gray is a good pairing. Then I want to see Magnus Bradbury and Hamish Watson together, 6 and 7. I think they're two very exciting players. Obviously Watson out and out 7. And I was umming and erring over Wilson or Denton at 8, but I'm going for Denton because I just think they need that extra muscle in that pack to compete. The back line is awesome. No problem with the back line. It's just who plays where. It's not that they haven't got the quality. At 9, do you go Price, who is the quickest, the sharpest player, who could play the quickest tempo? Pyrgos has got a great pass. I was watching him the other day, looking really, really good. But I think you still go Laidlaw for that leadership, for the kicking, and he does know when to slow them down when they need to. And that's Scotland's big thing, is sometimes they just need to slow down a bit because they're so fast. Can you play like that the whole game and close a game out? And when you have to go tight, you have to go tight. When you have to kick, you have to kick. I think he's the man that just controls the manic energy that they can have, which can be devastating. Okay, then got Finn Russell at 10. The great news is Adam Hastings has proved himself now to be good enough, I think. Last year we were saying we think it's Hastings who's the backup 10. We hope he's good enough. We think he will be. I think he is now. Now he's starting in the Pro 14. He's shown he's good enough. So that's a great backup. But Finn Russell for 10 still prefer Dunbar and Jones as my 12 and 13. I think that's a great combo. Loads of power and strength and speed and defence. It's got everything. I love that pairing. Possibly the best centre pairing. Close with Ireland there. Well, it's very close. It's better than England's anyway at the moment. The wings, I've gone for Seymour and McGuigan. I'm a big fan of McGuigan. I think he's an out-and-out winger, a real finisher. Maitland's a good player. Just think that McGuigan's just got a bit more edge about him. Maitland's maybe slowing down a touch, but still classy. 15, they've lost Hogg, which is a big loss, but luckily Blair Kinghorn, he's really come into form. Last couple of years, he's been great, and now is his time to shine. So watch that guy. He's a really good player. They're going to miss John Barkley, no doubt. But Denton's a big player, but still Barkley gives everything. He's got loads of options, line-out option, all of that sort of stuff. Their big strength's their back line. If they can gain parity up front, I think they'll be fine, and they can win big games. If they get beaten up front, they're going to struggle, of course, as anyone would. So I just don't quite see how that's going to go. They've got lots of potential, could go well, could go poorly. It's a bit of a crunch here for Scotland. They need to step up on their results and show that they're right in the mix there for Six Nations and World Cup. Okay, let's go on to England. Things have changed here. A lot of names are missing through injury. Some unlucky, like Billy's arm break. Some just because they play so much rugby, like poor old Mako Vunipola has been playing for so long at such a high level. He was bound to pick up an injury because we just can't rest our players like the other teams do. But that's a debate for another video. Anyway, people are going to have to step up here. England look weaker on paper, certainly up front, but we've seen with other countries their new players can step up. So here's a big, big test. And the purpose now has changed a bit. They need to find these players. They're going to have to play them. Let's see if they're good enough. I'm hopeful, as I always am, but I don't know. It could go badly, it could go well. Who knows? Exciting, I suppose. Okay, so front row, Hepburn's going to have to step up to Loosehead. He's a good player. He's very quick, he's got skills. Physically, can he dominate international packs? I don't know. I'm going to watch that. I want Jamie George to start at 2. He's the better hooker, for sure. He's playing really well. But Hartley's the captain again, so he's not going to, but I'm picking George anyway. Let me know what you think. Williams in at 3, adds the ballast. Got Sinclair coming off the bench probably, so that's not too bad there. Atoje, some calls of him maybe going to the back row, but I think you've just got to stick second row. There's no point playing around in the short term. He's a second row for the World Cup, surely. And I'm going to go for Laws. I think even though Northampton is struggling, he's classy, he offers X factor, he's got that extra line-out ability, the height, the range. Cruz is close, he's playing okay, playing well. I just think Laws has that little bit of X factor if you're looking for a special team. Now, back row, wow. There's a number of combinations you could go. You could go real beefy, you could say, right, stuff this, let's just go real beefy and try and boss some people and maybe go Rhodes 6, Shield 7, Morgan 8. Maybe for the World Cup you could do that. Is it looking beyond the World Cup? Probably not. Do you have to? Well, half and half. So I've gone a little bit of both. I've gone for Rhodes at 6. He's a class player for Saracens. He's played so well for so long. Quite lucky that England have managed to have him available. Line-out option, hard worker, quick, good round the park, really good 6. Like to see him there. Shields is an option, but again, we've only seen like a couple of games of him in England where we've seen Rhodes loads. So I just don't think there's any evidence to start Shields, even though he might. Curry's the man at 7, needs time there, still young, not going to be at his best for a few years, won't be at his best at the World Cup, but he's the man in possession of the shirt. He definitely needs a run of games, Underhill maybe, to back him up. And then I'm going to go Morgan at 8. I think you have to. I think he will step up. He'll be super dedicated. Has he got the skills of Vunipola? No. Has he quite got the dynamism? No. But I was tempted to start Mercer, who's got the skills, but physically he's not ready for that top level international yet. He will be. Hopefully he'll come off the bench, but I think you have to go that. So Rhodes, Curry, Morgan, I think has got the balance. Let's see how well they go. Young's at 9, I think still. Hasn't been stellar for Leicester, but Leicester haven't been stellar, so I don't know. Is he the best 9 that the Four Nations have to offer? Yeah, I'm not sure he is at the moment, but let's see how he goes. And I'm moving Farrell to 10. I'm going to come to Cipriani, don't you worry. I think we need to see Farrell at 10. He's playing really well. He's been playing really well. There's no Cipriani in it anyway. Ford's been playing okay. And I want to see Tuolangi at 12. Let's see it. I'm not saying it's the way to go, but if we're going to see it, now is the time. He plays 13, I know that, but we need to see him at 12. And then we're going to have, I'm going to put Daly at 13 for his speed. And then we've got, I want Cokanasiga, I'm going to see him at 11, May at 14, and Brown at 15, who's been playing well. So no Cipriani. Why? Well, they're only taking 2 10s. And Eddie Jones has clearly chosen Ford as the most reliable 10, the guy who's more of a leader, more safe in camp. He knows he can do the job. He's been there for ages. Does he ditch him now? He's obviously gone no. I think Cipriani's playing better. I would have 3 10s at least in there because Cipriani deserves to be in and we need to see him. It's not looking good for him. It is a real shame. But I would go Farrell at 10 actually. Comment what you think there. Right, last but not least, I'm running out of battery, but hey-ho. Ireland, we haven't got the squad. However, they're so settled. Are they that good? Yes, they are that good. We've seen it for Leinster. We've seen it in all the principalities in Ireland, and we've seen it again and again for Ireland. They back it up. They are that good. Okay, so front row. I've gone Healy. I still think he offers that extra X factor over the other loose heads. I've gone for Best actually. They've got loads of hookers that offer different stuff, maybe more around the park. But I think Best is going to be fresh. He's going to want to prove a point. I still back him. I think he's the man. He's a leader, great in the set piece, tireless worker. Furlong obviously at tight head, pure class. I've gone Ty Byrne as the partner for James Ryan. What an exciting second row pairing. Could have gone Henderson, could have gone Toner. But I want Byrne straight in there. I think he's got that bit more X factor again that could take Ireland to the next level, as into world's best challenging the All Blacks, and I think that's what they need. Then, back row. Awesome combinations available, but I'm going Amani, Levy 7, Sean O'Brien 8. Standard close, but I don't think you can leave Sean O'Brien out of a team when he's fit. He's that good. Can't leave Peter Omani out. Levy's been awesome. What a back row. Now, 9. I'm going McGrath. Purely because he's similar to Murray, or closest to Murray from the rest. Very reliable, and he's dangerous around the fringes, and he plays with Sexton a lot. Okay, that's why he starts thing for me. Could have started the others. They're all good players. I like Cooney a lot. His flexibility, his kicking, Marvin, they're all good players. But McGrath for me. Then Sexton, obviously. Carberry backing up. Shown he can do it for Munster. Brilliant. What an option coming off the bench. Then Henshaw, Ringrose are my centres. What a pairing. Ringrose, possibly best player out of all the Four Nations for me. Keith Earl still playing amazing. I think you stick with Stockdale as well, who's shown for Ireland. He can play international level. He's maybe have to step up and show that. And Carney's been playing fantastic at fullback. It's brilliant. Okay, great team. Their fixtures are super tough, as in they've got New Zealand, or their fixture. It's all about New Zealand. Okay, this is a good fixture list to build up for New Zealand. Simple as. They need to know if they know they're better than the rest, but are they better than the best? Okay, they need a big performance, if not a win against New Zealand on the home turf. They're fresh. New Zealand possibly a bit tired from the end of their season. It's huge. Italy, Argentina, USA, they're either build-ups or trying other people. Sorry, that's how it's going to be. It's about New Zealand. Are they good enough to be the best? Let's see. Awesome. I will come back to you after the first round of games, reviewing how all of those went. Please comment on my teams, where you changed them. I'm excited. I hope you are too. Until then, I will see you later.